We begin tonight in Niger State, where over 100 communities have been submerged by heavy flooding across the state, with several houses destroyed and farmlands flooded. According to the Director General of the state's Emergency Management Agency, Ibrahim Inga, over 40 people have died in the last 3 weeks in 22 local government areas affected by the flooding. The state governor, Abubakar Bello, who visited the displaced residents, is appealing to the federal government to intervene.
Surrounded by flood waters, these communities in Niger State are in dire straits, trapped by the force of nature. It's so precarious, you can't get there by land. So the governor, Abubakar Bello, takes to the skies. On arrival, he's greeted by the residents and indigents.
Those people in interior villages, actually, if they are relocated, actually it will be better, because where they are now, anytime we have this flood, it do disturb them, and not even disturbing alone, it causes a lot of damages to them.
Governor Bello provides his understanding of the situation.
More than 100 communities have been submerged completely by water, and it doesn't appear as if the water is receding. In fact, I think we should expect more. So we haven't seen the end of it, and it is very disturbing. The situation definitely is getting out of hand, and I think it is beyond what the state can do. I came here to the district head of Muye to explain the situation to him. This flood starts all the way from Kede towards Muregi and to Muye along the river bank. So definitely at this point we will have to request for support from the federal government.
He also speaks of his intentions.
Most of those communities affected ones have no food. We have to try and find a way to send some relief materials to them. That would be the first step. The final step, and probably the lasting solution, would be to relocate them at some point. But now we have to take care of their immediate needs with regards to food and drugs and what have you. So that is what I hope we can achieve in the next few days.
As Governor Abubakar Bello bids the people farewell, they bid him Godspeed to actualize the measures of the state government to alleviate the plight of the people before the waters recede.
Let's take another look at this worrying development. I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by a professor from the Department of Geography, University of Lagos, Professor Alabi Shuneye. Thanks a lot for joining us on the news at 10.
Good evening.
Now, the pictures coming in from Niger are troubling, and our hearts go out to all those who've lost loved ones and, of course, to those who've been displaced. But yes, there were warnings, but are you shocked by the level of devastation that you can see today?
If there is another word beyond shock, I will use that. When I saw the picture, it was really unbelievable, because the Federal Ministry of Water Resources gave a warning as far back as early May. The Meteorological Agency, NIMET, came to confirm this early August. Yet, this thing happened about 7-8 days ago, and it continues ravaging. We are just hearing about it now. Let me say that, thanks to channels for bringing out this kind of information. It's the only station that has shown this so far.
Are you talking about the level of devastation that you can see?
Exactly.
I mean,
even reporting the incidents, it's only channels that has reported it. Well, it's on some newspapers. I don't want to mention names, but we can do better.
Well, we understand that many people, especially some of the farmers, did not move. And when you compare the sort of preparation for those who have been displaced, when you compare with what's happening in the United States, for instance, in preparation for Florence, yesterday you saw trucks, cars taking millions of people out. How come our response is different on this side of the world?
Well, that is what makes it more serious, more shocking to one. We had this warning long ago. Even if it's not going to occur, we were supposed to be ready. We were supposed to prepare. What our paramilitary, what are they doing? What is the Air Force doing? Where are the drones? We see figures. I'm sorry I'm personal about this. The figures are on air. The figures are on newspapers. The budgets are there. And these things are meant to be available. In fact, University of Minna happens to be one of the 7 universities in Nigeria that has a very viable program for disasters and risk management. I wonder whether they are carrying them along or whether they even need their partnership. Because I can't imagine the governor just going there now after about a week. And so, well, he's telling us that we should expect more. Definitely we are going to expect more because the waters are still coming. Yes,
the waters are coming. And before you came on, we were talking about where next, seeing that the rains are not stopping.
Well, the information we have been able to pick so far is that what we are having now is what is coming from the other countries, from particularly Mali, Niger, Benin Republic, before it enters Nigeria. In fact, the problem started from around Kotangura, Yauri in Sokoto State, then Kotangura in Benin. That was when the water, the surge was entering Nigeria. Now it has come to as far as Baro, some middle section of the Niger. Lokoja should be ready. Kotonkarfi should be ready. And we are waiting for the incidents from River Benue too. And you see, we have the tributaries, we have the Nigerian rivers that are contributing to this. Sokoto Rima is there, River Kaduna is there. We are talking of only the Niger. If you go to the Benue, it's the same thing. We're talking of the Gongola River, we are talking of Taraba River, Katsinala. They have their own powers too. Rains have been falling for about how many days
So it's not
now?
enough for people to hear that the water is coming. What would you recommend? When honestly, you say get ready, prepare, what?
The people will not move if they don't have the opportunities to move. Move to where? Is it when the water has come that they have to move? The government should have made arrangements like what you are seeing on Hurricane Florence now. The problem is just with North and South Carolina. But the neighboring states are already battle ready. Georgia, Tennessee, all of them, they are ready. Virginia. Even the people in Atlanta, they are ready because the experience they had the other time, they are still scared. So if you ask people to move, you have to give them the logistics to move.
When you see homes submerged the way that we can see in our visuals there, the next thing people worry about is epidemics. They worry about how you're going to get relief materials into a place like that. What sort of program do you think we should be looking into?
Of course, by now, we should be seeing the aircrafts moving in. We should be seeing the boats moving in. We should be seeing the divers and all of them. But they cannot be found. There is just going to be hunger. There is going to be epidemics. But at the end of the day, we are docile. We will say, Alaya ka, Alaya tefi. God brought, God took. And now we are in the political era. People are more interested in politics now than even saving people, saving lives, saving properties, making sure that there is food. I wonder how long it will take those people to recover what they have. At least for the next 1 year, there is no food for them because what they have planted has been washed away. The houses are not going to be there. And before you know it, the next thing is that somebody will say that he has donated X number of bags of rice. They don't even ask the people what they need before they bring these things, though they are still in a very small number. So it's really complex, and I think we need to change our way of doing things.
Professor from the Department of Geography, University of Lagos, Alabi Shone, thanks for sharing your thoughts with us on the news at 10 tonight.
Thank you very much.
Let's take a look at politics now. A former governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, has joined the list of leading politicians seeking to contest for the presidency in the 2019 elections. Dr. Mimiko declared his intention to run for the presidency in 2019 on the platform of the Labour Party today at the party National Secretariat in Abuja. He cited the killings in the North Central, the economic hardship across the country, and the deep-seated disunity among Nigerians as being of great concern to him. And he promised to invest in the youth through education and provision of opportunities to engage and nurture them for leadership. Dr. Mimiko resigned his membership of the People's Democratic Party in June this year and rejoined the Labour Party.
Our present circumstances as individuals, communities and country have made now one thing clear. Ability to envision great ideas and demonstrable track record, rather than the place and circumstances of birth, must be the most compelling basis for investing candidates with power. It is time to do away with the national shame of being called the poverty capital of the world. We have had enough of our children perish in the desert and in the Mediterranean. These are children who go about in search of better life, even in countries that are less endowed than our own. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria, our beloved Nigeria, has for so long been a graveyard of dreams. It is high time we make it an incubation hub for great ideas. It is within the foregoing context that I situate myself. It is the reason why I find it so compelling to humbly declare today my decision to seek election into the office of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
While the Nigeria Labour Congress has rejected the presidential declaration by Dr. Olusegun Mimiko under the Labour Party. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the NLC President, Comrade Ayuba Waba, explained that the Labour Union is the registered owner of the party. He insists they will not allow Dr. Mimiko to return to the party that provided the platform that saw him emerge as the Ondo State Governor in February 2009. Comrade Waba, who was flanked by some members of the party, said the factional chairman of the party, Alhaji Abdul Qadir Abdul Salam, is not the recognized chairman of the party.
Some of the persons that have hitherto used the platform, and after using the platform to arrive at where they are, abandoned the platform, are now trying to come back to hijack the party, and they are trying to hijack the party. We will resist that because it's a party that has a very clear ideological leaning. It's not a party just for election. It's a party that we need to build over time to be able to represent our interests. And therefore, anybody trying to use the party, and because they have resources, will try to resist that. Mimiko has no business to be the leader of Labour Party. NLC, TUC, and Market Women are the leaders of Labour Party. The party is registered by NLC, TUC, Organized Labour, Market Women and Association, and Students. We registered the party. The certificate of the party is in the safe of the General Secretary of the Nigerian Labour Congress. And therefore, bringing money to buy over the party and buy over the structures cannot work. The last meeting of the Labour Party that have taken decision on how the party should be restructured should be respected, and AA Salam cannot continue to function as the chairperson of the Labour Party.